We are live on the internet coaching today. It's VIP replay day, which basically means members who are in the Rocket League Clubhouse community, which is my private improvement community with me and pros. We're going to be looking at their replays today. So welcome in if you're new. This is a smaller tier, a very small subset. I think we only have 30 members right now of the overall Clubhouse, which has like 500 plus. But I like to stream these sessions so that everybody can see and everybody can benefit from them and everybody can learn from them. So even if it's not your replay being analyzed, there's benefit in it. I just sent an announcement out and I'm working on, or I just recorded a video. I'm working on sending basically more like public updates about what's going on in the Clubhouse growth. So I made a video because I felt like that was the best way to do it because people like videos. Let's call this Clubhouse member update. January 29th, 2026. And I'm going to upload that to my IRL channel after this session, so more on that. But until then, let's get into some VIP replays today. I'm going to try to catch up on a couple if I can. Welcome in Hayden, Dammy, Marbles. How y'all doing? And hi, Marbles, who is here on both stream and Discord. We're going to get into some VIP replays today. I'm trying to catch up. Let me pull up. Let me see if I can figure out which folks have been waiting longest. I know I'm still playing catch up on these replays, so I apologize if you have been waiting more than a week or 2 weeks in some cases on your replay. I'm pulling up a list right now. Sarah, aka Lunar, was very kind to help me make a list of who's been waiting the longest, so we can catch up on who's been waiting the longest. I think, okay, Lies of Quill and Twilix look like they've been waiting the longest, so we're going to start with them. Okay, Lies of Quill and Twilix. They're not, either of them are not here, but I'll be recording these and sending them to the players. I hope this replay works. We'll see. So we got Jonathan, Lies of Quill, and I'm downloading Twilix right now as well from the Discord. I'll read out their kind of notes and then send them to everybody in the community. What's up? Welcome in on if you're watching on Stream Chat. How you doing? I'm a little low energy today. Just have had a lot of been focused a lot on leading the business side of things. So like Rocket League, I've not been as present. I was messaging a friend who's a Rocket League player. Like it's hard to even, the hardest part about improving at Rocket League right now is finding time to play Rocket League and just like making the space. And so that's what I'm struggling with. But if I seem off or low energy, it's not, you know, anybody in specific. It's just a lot going on right now. Or it's not your replay, I want to say. It's not your replay we're watching, so I don't want you to feel bad. Okay, we're going to look at Lies of Quill first. Let's do it. I'll stream this on Discord as well, so if you want to see my screen share, you can benefit from it. Welcome to ask questions if you're in the Discord server. There you go. Is this sharing properly? Yeah, it looks like it is. Okay, cool. Let's check out Lies of Quill's replays first. So Lies of Quill said, and Lies of Quill, I'll start recording right now. And I'll start my timer for Lies of Quill on roughly 30 minutes. Lies of Quill, if you're watching, I appreciate your patience. I'm sorry for you waiting so long for your replay. But we have it saved now, and I'm going to look on your notes. Let's check it out. You said you think your problem is shooting accuracy, aerial and ground car control, and maybe decision making. You said your current training is before you start playing rank. I usually go in free play for about 10 to 15 minutes or a training pack. I have 3. I switch between 10 shots to master, C-Bell, high aerials, and open nets. This is good for, are you diamond? Let's see. Yeah, diamond 2. That makes a lot of sense. Your goal is to be champ like in a few weeks. Peaked at diamond 3 multiple times. And long term is to hit at least GC3 one day. Nice. I can't really think of anything at the moment for specific. I've been playing long enough to know what I'm doing wrong, just not sure how to fix it because I try to do it on my own and that's not working. I'm sure you and Torment will go over a lot. Really appreciate your time and effort. I watch a lot of your Facebook reels and now I'm here about to get coached by you, kind of lol. Really, I'm serious about getting better at Rocket League. I have a strong passion for the game, play pretty much every day. Thanks for your feedback. That's great, man. I appreciate that. I saw you. I sent you this screenshot because I saw you in your... So he's saying demos equal no skill and SSG is garbage in a chat. I thought that was funny. I would assume this is the same one, but I don't know if your tag has been changed to Jonathan or Tuxedo. We'll find out. All right, we'll check out your replay, man. Let's go into it. What's up, Sebastian? Yeah, you need to confirm phone number. I won't be focused on the Twitch chat. I'll be focused on Lies of Quill. Oh, you're playing with AA's on. I recognize his name from the community. Let me turn on my Rocket League tracker so I can see what your MMR is. But I'm assuming you're Diamond 2, so that's like probably like 950. 950. Diamond 2, I'd assume. Let's launch him right now. We'll see if so my tracker's going, but I don't know if I have to restart Rocket League. Does anybody know if I have to restart Rocket League in order to... If we're watching right now, feel free to shout. If I have to restart Rocket League in order to get MMR overlay, not sure. But I think 950 Diamond 2 is about right. So we're going to be supporting Azon here. You said you're pretty much open to whatever, and you play every day. So I don't think there were any specific questions. It said, you think your problems are shooting, aerial and ground car control, maybe decision making? That makes sense. You want to be champ, peaked at Diamond 3. Yeah. So you said open to shooting accuracy, maybe decision making. Yeah, so it seems like you're open to everything. So I'll just give you feedback on what I can. There we go. All right, now ranks are coming in. They're like kind of appearing weird here. Yeah, put this over here. All right, so it's saying Liza Quill is at 922 in this replay at Diamond 2. Nice. All right. Here you picked up that boost, which is good. Here we just need to be playing beat. So your movement here is all right. You're using a lot of boosts to get boosts, but that's fine. Here, I want you to keep your speed up. The main thing that you're playing here is a beat on this player. So the main objective... Oh, and is my drawing working? Apologies. The main thing you're playing here is a beat on JRPG to your right. That should be the main priority in this play. So when I see him on your right here, I'm trying to move forward quickly. I'm trying to get around this ball, and I'm less concerned with shooting this on net because he's coming from the right side. I think it's unlikely I'm going to be able to shoot without being blocked. So what I'm thinking is I'm trying to hit like the underside of this ball, maybe bottom left. I'm trying to pop it high, far and mid, so that way I can land and either my teammate can shoot or I can come back around. Here, it feels like we're playing a shot, but then you also like use a double jump last second to maybe play the beat. Not sure, which ends up just giving you like a 50 that stays in the corner, and obviously you can't create here. This is not what you want. So I think if you would have been able to quickly identify that we're playing a beat here earlier and base your play around that, it might look more consistent in your gameplay. Yeah. Going to be moving back, supporting your teammate. I see some people messaging in YouTube chat. I am not responding to YouTube chats. I'll say that now, and if anybody comes in later, please remind them. Focused on the replay for the student. We'll make a save here. This save is all right. One thing that you want to avoid is when somebody's dribbling the ball, you don't want to be stuck flipping. So here's a good idea to rotate back. This flip is good. Now we're caught up to the play. Now we're ahead of it, if anything. So when we're rotating back here, we don't want to use another flip because now you're stuck flipping and they can cut in to the midfield. So this is dangerous because you're flipping while he's dribbling, so you can't turn. So he makes a play here and he ends up just back flipping off of it, so nothing happens. But you want to avoid flipping when somebody's dribbling like that because it commits you. In general. This is fine. You're trying to keep it on the left side of the field. This is good. I would not be following this ball once you've made your touch. In Diamond, we want to make our play super obvious to our team. So when you're in this position and we have no vision of who's coming on the right, I think it's very unlikely we're going to get a good touch on the ball. So what I'm much more in the business of here is getting behind my teammate. Because my teammate, who's been waiting behind me this whole play, is probably going to have a better angle and better vision sitting here than I will driving into the corner, right? Because when you're looking at the corner, all you see is this. You see no players. So your vision is very bad. You end up driving forward just to get beat, and now you're like on the wrong side of the ball. This feels very, this doesn't feel very good to me. This is fine. You're going to grab boost, support your teammate. Your teammate's still grabbing boost, so you're going to move forward. Driving up the wall makes a lot of sense to me here. This challenge does not make sense to me. So we have to understand the purpose of a play. And a lot of players at Diamond just think the purpose of Rocket League is to score a goal. And then they assume the purpose of that is to hit the ball forward. But when you get to this kind of intermediate rank, you have to understand that just hitting the ball forward doesn't always accomplish a goal in Rocket League. This is one of those situations. The reason hitting the ball forward here is not very productive is because there's one guy high on the wall. So there's a guy supporting it. So you're taking a 50-50 in their corner. Very dangerous because the whole field's behind you here. If you get beat, your recovery is going to be very slow. But also, even if you were to get a beat here, this ball is in such an awkward position and there's an opponent waiting in net. So anything that comes down to the midfield here is most certainly getting stopped. So this is almost always a form of a fake challenge or a bump on the player. The goal here should not be to play the ball. And if you are playing the ball or playing a 50, you're kind of missing the plot. And this is a very common mistake in Diamond to be doing this. And now what we've done is we've overcommitted. We've left our teammate back alone with 0 boost. And we put him in a 1v1, if not a 2v1, on this guy if he would be pushing up right now with a little bit more haste. So what you did there is not ideal. You may know that intuitively. You may be like, in this position, oh shit, I've obviously done something wrong. But the goal is that sooner on here, we could identify at this point in time that once this ball goes up here, you really don't have much of a play on it. You're playing bumps. You're playing rotate out. The good news is he doesn't have a threat on you, so you just want to minimize overcommits here. You don't want to overcommit. This is going to cost you a lot of games. You should assume that if you do this in game that your teammate will be scored on. Luckily he isn't, but you should assume that he will be if you do that consistently. Let's talk about supporting your teammate now. So when your teammate does get a beat here, this is very fortunate. We want to avoid, and I know this is hard because the ball is just whipped over your head. We want to avoid positioning side by side with our teammate. This is a very common mistake in Diamond. They think, oh, my teammate's attacking on the left side, so I'm going to go run into... If he's playing left wing, if he's Ronaldo, I'll be Messi. We're running over here. This is not really how Rocket League works. Even Jinxie knows this. You need to be positioned when you're supporting your teammate, especially when your teammate's getting challenged. It's much more flexible to be behind your teammate. So in the case of the ball, getting blocked or coming back, or your teammate getting dunked, you can actually support your teammate's touch as opposed to having to do a 360. When you position to the side of your teammate like this, you end up just taking longer to get back to the ball. You end up having to do the exact correction that I just drew out, and it's not very efficient. So when your teammate's attacking, we want to avoid running up and attacking like soccer or strikers. We want to support, especially at the low ranks. At the high ranks, you can sort of break this. Especially at the low ranks, though, we need to be behind our teammate because they're going to get dunked more often than not. Your teammate is not Zen. He's not flicking the ball around the opponent. In fact, he probably isn't even looking at the opponent. Yeah, he's not. So, little tip to help you solo queue better. This is fine, though. We're going to rotate back. This ends up happening. Now you're awkward. Now you have to double back. You get bumped, like I said. I would just be getting out here. This is fine. This is fine still. Got to play a block there. Luckily, your teammate splits it up. Okay, so you're doing the same thing again. So I'm going to assume it's a pattern now. In this position, I'll give you a moment to pause. Based on what I taught you earlier, what do you think is the best supporting position for your teammate? Give me a second. Okay, I'm going to answer. It's not up here. Playing like the outlet pass for your teammate is something that SSLs and pros do. It's not something that we do in Diamond 1 or Diamond 2. In this lobby, pop over the ranks on the side of Platinums and Diamonds. When our teammate has this ball in the corner, we cannot assume that there's a pass coming midfield. We can't even really assume that he's hitting the ball. So it's much... it's kind of poetic because... lag spike. We'll say it was a lag spike. Instead, we want to be supporting behind our teammate. So you want to think, instead of to the side, we want to be behind the teammate. And this is because I'm not saying you need to be in the corner behind him. I'm saying if you were to draw a line side by side, you don't want to be running in front of this line. You're sort of, if you play soccer, you're offsides, right? So you're not allowed to receive a pass here. Not only is it harder to receive a pass here, but when your teammate does inevitably whiff or get beat or get stopped, you can't support somebody when you're out in front of them. So we generally don't want to play like this because luckily you were able to get to the ball first because Orange's positioning is equally dubious. But even so, your attacking angle is like really bad. Like, you're slamming this ball into the corner. Like, this is not beneficial. Ideally, if all else equal, you would want to be, like, probably behind this ball if you're trying to attack. Now, there's some argument to be made about setting up an air dribble, blah, 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 whatever. But this, like, this stuff, I already know what the YouTube comment section will say, but the idea, the principle here is supporting out front, flipping ahead of your teammate like this in Diamond 1. Diamond 2 is an awful way to play, and it will likely get you scored on if you do this. So, yeah, we don't want to do this. And then afterwards, the center is very dubious. We want to, ideally, this ball is turned into an air dribble. You would slow down, hit it up the wall and air dribble it. If that touch feels too inconsistent, like you can't consistently roll the ball up the wall and you're scared of, like, recentering it, then what we want to do is we want to slow down, and you can either flick your camera to the right or just have been tracking that nobody's here and come around. Because right now we're rushing a touch off the sidewall, like, pass to ourselves, and, like, nobody's there. Now, this center ball is really bad because theoretically somebody should be scoring on you right now, but you want to be careful about this style of movement where you run up in front of your teammate, get ahead of the play, aren't really looking at opponents, rushing, like, these wall touches. You kind of get a beat around one. But, yeah, much safer from the get-go here is let your teammate go a little bit in front of you. So if he's here, like, you're a little bit behind him at all times. That way you can come behind him if he goes for a solo play, which 99% of the time at Diamond he will. Yeah. All right, so you hit the ball away here. You're going to grab boost. You're under the ball. Don't turn on this. Don't turn. Don't turn. Get behind it. So at some ranks, there's an argument to be made that maybe you can, like, back pass this. If you can back pass this, that's probably the best play in a controlled way. If you can't back pass, what you want to do here is make it very obvious to your teammate to go. So there's, like, a sort of best play, and then there's a simplest play. And low ranks often get confused by, you know, best play versus simplest. If your goal is to rank up or win your game, you should probably be going for the simpler play, all else equal. And here, turning on this ball or, like, trying to play a wall touch is very confusing. You risk double committing. You end up making a good cut here, but when this ball goes up and I can't do much with it, as a diamond player, I would be rotating opposite the ball, not ball side, because sitting under it like this usually leads to whiffs, getting dunks, not really good touches, whereas your teammate can get a much better touch from his POV if he's not reversing into net, you know. But we'll coach A's on later. For you, man, I would encourage you to back pass it here if you can, and if you're telling me you don't have the mechanics to do that, like, get off the ball. Get off the ball, because this is just going to make... It's very hard to play Rocket League like this. We'll keep watching. You're going to flip after the ball. Ideally, we're making some sort of center ball here. This is a good center ball. Get behind your teammate. Nice, I like this. You had a catch there, so... Nobody's challenging you here. We have full information on the play because we just watched it happen. Everybody here is committed. All three players in the lobby are committed midair right now, and the ball's bouncing off the ceiling. None of them have recovered. And we turn off ball cam and go full back. This is like, I can understand why you might be doing this, but the ball's like about to fall right next to your car, like right here. And so it is just a little silly that you run back here, and now the ball's going to bounce, and now he has a shot, when you could just be catching that ball there if you had ball cam on. Right now he's going to get a shot. And of course he's rushing a shot. You're running to net. He's just going to probably hit you the ball. And then you're going to make a touch to the corner, hopefully. Or touch forward. Yep, they're overcommitted. That works. So it's a good save. Letting somebody shoot on you like this is probably not encouraged. The tricky part about coaching this rank is, like, mistakes are compounding. So, like, I could tell you what to do. And what you should do is not let them shoot on you for free. If you don't have to, right? Like, you should catch that ball and then go take it to the side boost away from them and buy your teammate time. But if they always just throw the ball at you, then I understand why you rotate to net by default. But just understand that that is a mistake that will be punished if it turns into a habit. I think the easiest thing for you to fix, Liza Quill, in your gameplay is this tendency you have when your teammate is being challenged. So this is very important to understand, especially for the YouTube comments or anybody watching on stream. I'm saying when your teammate is being challenged, don't assume that you're going to get a good mid pass. You need to wait for your teammate to start passing before you go run in for a pass. What you keep doing, Liza Quill, is your teammate's about to get challenged, and you just run mid for a mid pass and ignore the fact that he's getting challenged. And so then he gets challenged, and the ball comes back, and you're like completely ahead of the play, now slamming the ball into the corner again. Or actually, you're just doing donuts and running back to net. I actually don't know what you're doing. But in theory, if you were supporting behind your teammate in the way we outlined, that's more flexible for platinums and diamonds and even champs, what you would be doing here is after you make this forward touch, you see your teammates very obviously turning, you continue to follow at a safe distance. You can actually be pretty close because they're on the wrong side of the ball right now, but you would continue to follow your teammate, maybe 5 to 10 car lengths behind, staying somewhat in between him and the opponent, right? So you're flexible. So your path looks something like, I'm gonna draw it in green so it's very clear where we want you to go. Your path would, instead of looking like this yellow path where you run to the mid, or we'll draw it in blue, you would do something more like this blue path where you not even move to the left, but you just kind of follow that white trail. So that way you're flexible. What happens here is you like run to the mid, and then of course your opponent the opponent challenges you because we've been watching this play the whole time, and the ball comes to a pretty common position, and then you're off running this way instead of like supporting your teammate and shooting the ball here. Like you should just be shooting this ball quite easily. Goal. Like that should have been a goal 2 seconds ago. But instead we're running off to the right, and this is common bad positioning in Diamond. It's this like assumption that a pass is coming when, if we break down the odds, like of all the things that happen, the pass maybe makes it to you when your teammate's being challenged in this position, perhaps 2% of the time. Like perhaps 2% of the time. And even when it does make it, if you were playing in this position, you could go get the pass too. But instead you run to get the pass and you forfeit all supporting on your teammate. To be honest, that cost you a goal. So yeah, we need to be fixing this positioning as well as these other decision-making bad habits. It's making your movement really confusing. So yeah, there you should have just gone for the ball. Once you are in a bad position, if you're first to the ball, you still should go. So we should be driving at this ball, and if we have time, recreating that line. And if we don't have time to recreate that line, just like take a dribble into the corner and then try to turn it around. That's still fine. But instead we just kind of leave the ball here. I'm not really sure. We should be turning at some point here. We're like running the opposite way. I couldn't tell you exactly where you're moving or why you're moving where you are. That I would need a live call for that. Hopefully Torment or one of the other coaches can help you if you're doing live coaching with them. But what I can absolutely tell you is you're violating these basic you're violating these basic flipping rules in Rocket League around over flipping. So one of the most common situations where you don't want to flip is when the ball is changing direction, when somebody's about to make a touch. Somebody's about to dribble the ball left, right. You know, you don't know it's going to go up or down, if they're going to flick it. What you don't want to do is like he's about to make his touch. They're about to challenge his touch. And what you do is you just start flipping back preemptively. So now we're stuck floating midair while they're challenging and our teammate's dribbling. So it's like, I don't know where the ball's going, but we're flipping back either way. So the ball ends up going forward, and now you're back in your net. And, you know, the diamonds or plats may go like, oh, that's not that big of a deal. This is not that big of a problem. But this is how far you are from the play. Like, you are really, you're not active at all. You're not supporting your team at all. So you need to, if you want to improve, you need to avoid flipping during a collision, flipping during a 50-50, flipping during any change of direction of the ball. That's the point. That makes sense? We want to avoid this. It's making you slow to the play, awkward, you're not supporting your team well, all that stuff. This is another overcommit. Somebody said this is good stuff here. That's great. Yeah, I do that. It's very common. Very, very common. Okay, so we're going to overcommit again here. How can we minimize overcommits? The majority of platinum and diamond overcommits, and I'm speaking in general terms here, majority of overcommits happen in this part of the field. This is called the corner. More specifically, the opponent's corner. The reason overcommits happen so much here is because when you challenge, you have the entire field behind you, and a very small amount of the field ahead of you. So if you take a challenge in your opponent's corner, you have to understand the whole field is behind you. So it's not that you're not allowed to challenge. The idea is that when we do challenge in the corner, we want to make sure our recovery is good, the likelihood that we overcommit is good. And if we are going to lose the 50, there's a good chance we're going to be back. So you can challenge here, but what you probably shouldn't be doing is like full commit challenges. I'm talking about things like full front flip challenges that cast your car forward, because this increases the separation. What we want to be opting for, if we're unsure if we can win the challenge, is fake challenges, which is when you drive forward and turn back at the last second. Or if you do want to put pressure on the ball, drive challenges where you drive through the ball, but then if you miss, you can come back around. Or even single jump challenges. At least with a single jump, you're not casting your car forward. This outcome is about the worst thing that can happen in these positions. I would also encourage you to not be full boosting into these types of commits. If you are going to take a 50, it's not beneficial for you to be going supersonic during, like, you're going to win the 50 if you're going medium speed or max speed. So let's minimize the risk that we overcommit by not going supersonic and using all of our boost right before the 50. This is kind of a recipe to overcommit. This is a clear problem, and once again, you're leaving your teammate alone. You should assume that your teammate's getting scored on here more often than not. So to recap, you can challenge in the corner, but we don't want to be going full speed. We don't want to be using front flips. And if we do commit, we have to have high likelihood that we're going to win this ball. And here I don't have that because it looks like his control is pretty good. You're moving full speed across the field. It's like he's not like missing the ball. Like this is just like a drive chow or like slow down in 50. And you could like, yeah, I'd probably fake challenge this most of the time. I wouldn't even cut off my teammate, to be honest, but not at this rank. Like, I would just wait. I would turn back. Like, until your teammate moves back, I would turn back. Because, yeah, I'm scared that he's even going to turn and go double commit with you. It's hard to say. We'll keep watching. We're using a side flip. Side flips are not recommended on these kickoffs. I mean, they're okay. The problem with the side flip is that on the corner kickoffs, they're not the worst thing, but it's just going to make you slower to the kickoff, and it uses a lot of boost because you're casting your momentum sideways. You end up getting a good 50, so I don't think it's a constraint in your gameplay. If you want to keep doing it for now, that's fine. I'm just flagging it for you for fix in the future. Some sort of pre-flip here. Here, when the ball's moving away from us, we want to cover more ground before we jump. This is a common mistake in Rocket League. When the ball's moving away, you have to drive longer and wait to jump later. Because if you jump here, it looks like you're at the ball, but the ball's still moving away from you. So as you jump, it's still falling away. And now you're stuck behind the ball. You see this? You're making your contact behind the ball. And now this is a weak touch that's easily savable. So we don't want to be doing that. Instead, we want to be driving under the ball, and a cue here for when you're under the ball like this, or like you're chasing a ball that's moving away from you, is you wait to take off until your car is in the under the ball indicator. So the ball indicator here is down here. Right? Let me zoom in. Ball indicator here is here. So right now you're taking off from back here. You want to wait till your car is under the ball and then take off, because the ball is going to move forward while you take off. So that way you have this nice intersection point in the middle. That makes sense? That makes sense? Cool. We're moving back. We might get some sort of stop. Not a good catch. That's all right. Leave for boost. Miss our opening. So they end up bumping each other here, but because you turn off ball cam again to go back, right when you turn off ball cam, they collide with each other. And so you missed an open, like this was an open net if you were shadowing closer. Just pointing it out. I don't know if it's the biggest weakness in your gameplay right now. Well, okay, not the right way to move. So if you're given two options after you finish your touch on the ball, here we can turn left, as in yellow, or right, as in pink. Which do you think is correct? Now, I've already hinted at it. Pink is correct, but why? Well, default option in Rocket League, all else equal, especially in Diamond and Champ, we want to, Plat, Diamond and Champ, we want to rotate off the ball. So if the ball is on the right side of the field, we want to rotate onto the left side of the field. And the reason we do that is because when you rotate off the ball, especially like in front of your net defensively, now we can actually save the ball. But when you rotate onto the ball side, now you're facing the wrong way. You're scoring on blue. We're on blue team here. So by moving this way, it's really confusing because now you're stuck behind the ball, and orange doesn't really do anything. What happened? He left for corner boost, didn't he? No, he left for this boost. No, he's still leaving for corner boost. I don't know what he's doing. But the idea is, and this guy just goes for the YOLO slam, classic. YOLO center. If we were on the other side, this is much more intuitive because then your teammate knows that you're not going for the ball. Your teammate knows it's their turn to go. He doesn't think you're going to go turn on it and like interrupt somehow. And I don't know why we're flipping into the wall. Don't do that. But that's the more intuitive movement. Okay, so rotate off the ball, not ball side. YOLO center. I don't encourage these types of plays, but I get it's the diamond way. Do a lot of YOLO centers. It happens. And we get scored on. Oh, so I would discourage this style of play in Diamond. I understand why you're doing it. It's not a bad touch if it happens at a higher rank, but basically what you're doing when you throw the ball up like this is you're saying, teammate, decide whether or not we get scored on. And some people in the comments will be like, well, it's my teammate's fault. My teammate should have scored this. And like, does your teammate have an easier angle than the opponents? Yeah. Should he probably beat the opponents who's sitting on the front post, not looking like he knows what he's doing? Probably, yeah. But you got, like, this is a platinum and diamond lobby. Like, people just miss the ball. Like, it's probably 50-50 whether people hit or miss the ball. And so if I'm just playing purely on those odds, there's two opponents that are going to try to touch this ball, and there's one teammate that's going to try to touch this ball. So is it that surprising that your teammate doesn't get a goal? And bear in mind, your teammate doesn't have to just beat them. He has to beat them and score it. Whereas the opponents, all they have to do in this matchup is get a touch on the ball to save it. So when you throw that ball up to the mid, and then, well, now you're just stuck flipping, and getting beat, and overcommitting again. Is it really that surprising that you end up getting scored on in this play? Not really. So, like, you have to assume that if you, like, put the entire game in your teammate's hands and platinum and diamond and they get scored on, you can't just throw your hands in the air and be like, I don't know why we're losing. What we want to opt for is more safe passes. So it's not that you can't pass the ball. It's that if I am going to pass the ball, I'm going to make sure that my recovery is good. So I'm going to immediately rush back here. In this position, it's hard to even do that. But I'm going to try to make a pass where I get to drive through the ball, right? Or I let it drop and then I pass it. This mistake wasn't the worst. It's kind of compounded by the fact that now you're like flipping, and now this needs to be a fake challenge. Your teammate's overcommitted. You need to buy time, and instead you like YOLO 50 when he's like obviously has you beat. So it was compounded by a bad overcommit, but like your two biggest errors are kind of coming together and getting you scored on. So we went over a batch of things, Jonathan. The feedback I have for you is avoid positioning to the side of your teammate. This is getting you scored on a lot. I would just recommend being behind them most of the time, especially if you don't understand how to look at the opponents and the ball and take in full information. Your default should be behind your teammate, not in front of them when they're attacking, or to the side of them even. Number two, you need to be careful about these YOLO passes, just like slamming the ball off the corner, slamming the ball off the backboard, full committing, just hoping your teammate's going. Number three, you need to be careful of overcommits in the opponent's corner. You're often overcommitting as the last man back, and it's getting you scored on. Even when you're not the last man back, you shouldn't be overcommitting as first man in the corner. It should be drive challenges, safe challenges, fake challenges, these sorts of things. And then five, we talked about some mechanical things, waiting to take off, understanding when you're playing a beat versus playing a shot. But I think the decision-making stuff is going to be the easiest to fix. So I hope that's helpful. Thanks so much for submitting a replay. I'll see you next month. Peace, Liza Quill. Thanks for watching, man. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll send this recording and notes to you in the next day or two. Peace, man.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Luke, are you doing coaching through the server as well or not?
One moment. Let me finish sending this, and then I'll take questions. I can't multitask. I apologize.
Yeah, no worries.
All good, though.
Hey, I
FA. Oh, he's not here.
Thanks for submitting. Here are notes. We'll get more detailed feedback to you soon. Nice. What's his tag? It's not Lies of Quill, it's something else. Tuxedo is his gamer tag. That's why it's getting confused. Tuxedo. What's up? England says, what are we doing today? Rewind to the start of the stream if you want me to explain. What's up? Somebody had a question in the Discord chat. What's up, man?
Someone had a question
Are
about
you doing for this? Looks like this cool.
Sorry,
he's asking if you're doing replays for the server as well, not just VIPs.
No, this is VIP replays right now. My server replays are at a different time. Different event.
Okay.
I just got back from the DMV, bro. Traffic was crazy.
There you go. That's fun. TMV,
This
one
is
of
the
the
picture.
where happiness goes to die.
Oh yeah, right out the window.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna check out Twilix next. Let me make sure I have his replay ready to go here. I do. All right, Twilix, Jordan, Diamond 2. Nice. I'll start recording. What's up, Twilix? We're checking out your replay next. Live on stream. I see that you're ranked Diamond 3. I'll pull up your replay in a second here, but I want to read your notes first, and we'll get into the coaching. You say you overanalyze anything. You can't seem to get a good fast aerial off the ground. I struggle on 50-50 situations. Okay, I'll watch your gameplay before I coach you on mechanical stuff. Maybe we'll see what you do wrong in your game. You said you do 3 to 4 hours a day. Wow. Free play in rings. It's a lot of time. That's good. Be a better player. Learn how to keep momentum. Can you help with my air plays? Sure, I can give you feedback on your air plays. All right, let's check it out. Okay, you're queuing with some sort of teammate. You're currently 1018, which is Diamond 3. 1018. I'll give you feedback. You're playing with Ladder Fixture. Speed flip looks solid. This is a good kickoff. Don't play this ball. So after we finish our play on kickoffs, if we have a teammate behind us, and even if we don't have a teammate behind us here, this ball is coming high off the back wall or the side wall. You're 0 boost. Very obvious to me that we need to go get the half boost. Our teammate should be coming in to support at some point, which he does. So we kind of just delay our time getting the boost. Not the end of the world, but should almost always be going for that. Nice. This is a fake challenge. We want to avoid this touch. So this supporting is good. Here, if we can take the ball off of him for free, great. But we need to be touching on top of this ball. You know, top right side. That way this ball rolls up the wall. Maybe that's what you were going for. But when this ball recenters, now it's a bad touch. Now we kind of just give them the ball for free. Okay, so you're going again. I would assume that after I spend all this time making this touch, that my teammate should be supporting me at some point. Maybe you have comms that he isn't. For some reason, he's super far back. I don't know why he wasn't grabbing boost. So he fake challenges. not grabbing boost. Then he turned away to go grab boost instead of go support mid. So that's fine. So your teammate isn't supporting the best, but that's fine. If you knew your teammate wasn't going, then you can go again. I would assume my teammate would be supporting me at some point by now, but that's fine. This flip is unnecessary. So here, he's flipping. It looks like he's very obviously first to the ball. So what I'm doing here is I'm maintaining boost, and I'm letting him bring the ball to me. I'm moving something like into this position where he has to come to me first. Because my teammate isn't here, it's not very useful for me to run up front here, especially to use boost doing so, because now I'm just locked in a path, and I make myself very easy to beat. Like, he could set up a cut. He could play it to the sidewall. It's very easy to beat you here when you're flipping that early, and it makes your challenge clunkier. It works. Good shot, I guess. I would play a pass to my teammate here probably, but if people can't save, it's like, I don't mean this in a rude way. I realized it was going to sound rude if I don't focus on my tone. Like, this shot should not go in. It does. So you know your rank better than me. Like, if people typically just miss saves like this, then go for these. But as you rank up through Champ and GC, it will not work. I would recommend passing back to your team, but you know your rank better than me. So this could just be like something to flag for the future, but if it works for you now, use it as long as it works, type thing. Unfortunately, we fail our speed flip. That's all right. It's good to keep working on this stuff. Teammate gets a save. You should be fine here. So we do miss this kickoff, which is okay. I would avoid doing this thing where I think we're just panicked here. We mess up our kickoff, but the reality is, like, there's no immediate threat on the net. Like, either our teammate's going to save the ball or he's not going to save the ball. So if he doesn't save the ball, you need to play for the next play. And if he doesn't save the ball, it doesn't matter. It's in your net. So flipping here is confusing to me because it just commits you along this path when ideally we would be like kind of turning in right now to support our teammate. And then when he hits this ball up here, now you're a little bit awkward. You're still fine if you don't panic, but I wouldn't recommend like flipping like this when there's no threat. I think you're just kind of panicking, which is normal if you just messed up a kickoff. So we're gonna move back here. I would just let this ball fall. They don't really have a shooting angle, so all you need to do here is jump and block the angle. You don't need to actually flip into the ball. Flipping makes it very obvious that you can't follow it up, and now you kind of invite a challenge. They don't have a challenge. Your teammate's covering you well. But here, what you need to do is just get in between the net and them, which as they come around, do a single jump. Ideally, turn off ball cam so you can see them chow, block the angle, and then take the ball to the corner. But by flipping, you actually give the ball away, panic. So we're kind of just letting mistakes compound.
Wait, quick question. Related. You said you recommended to turn off your ball cam in that situation?
Yeah, like face forward.
So you can see them chow and then turn it back on, I'm assuming?
Yeah, like when you turn here, like this is not helpful. It's not helpful to have ball cam on here. So here you turn ball cam off and you would see in front of you. Like your camera would look like that.
Right. Okay.
As you turn.
Because I normally just jump to try to catch it on the wall up there, but as an alternative, that might be helpful. Okay. Thank you.
I mean, I think you should go up the wall here, but I'm gonna assume he can't. Like here, what we should do is we should immediately speed flip to the wall, but I'm not recommending that for this level. Here, the ball's moving back. You have plenty time to grab pads here. He's facing sideways. This guy's facing back. So here we should be maximizing our downtime. When we're not playing the ball, we need to be grabbing boost. I don't think it's productive to run at them with 23 boost. So what I would be doing is I'd be grabbing boost in the midfield waiting. I'd be doing something like this. Pad, and then if they miss, you turn up. And if they start attack, you turn back. But here we kind of just drive in donuts here and then don't get any boost. We end up getting one pad, but then we do the speed flip thing again. And you're beat still, so it just makes your play really obvious. Avoid speed flipping when you're not first to the ball. Here, maybe you think you're first to the ball, but you're not. Like he's closer. So you just need to be wary of like speed flip commit like that, because it makes it very obvious what you're doing. And then we get scored on. Supporting teammate. Solid. Grabbing pads. This is fine. This is a fake challenge most of the time. Okay, if they give you the ball, take it. I think this was just a panic double jump. Maybe you didn't expect him to throw you the ball. But obviously here, if we can, we want to shoot. Like when they bump each other, you'd shoot that. But that's hard to react to. Then when we do land, we want to land facing the ball and be using boost. Here, air roll, you were good. Your car was facing forward. You just wanted to air roll right. We kept moving our stick to the right. Now we're landing in the corner. We could have landed forward and used our boost to shoot. But we landed backwards, so now we can't shoot this, so we're too slow. If we would have landed forward, I think you're first, and you just score the open.
Much prioritizing boost.
Yeah. Not the worst thing to do. But when there's an open net, you want. You have this habit of cutting off your teammate a lot. You do it on kickoff. You do it here. You often are coming at the ball from the side, and your teammate has a better angle coming from behind, and you still go. It's fine. You can go. But you have to score. You have to have a better shot if you do. I don't know if you get bumped here. You do kind of get bumped, so it's not your fault. Teamwork. Just flagging it. It's not the end of the world in that situation. If you both have, you know, a shot, then it's fine. I think he had an easier shot, but that's okay. Grabbing side boost, which is good. Whoa, why did we flip forward? So here, you do have time to grab side boost, but ideally, we want to be driving on the ground, gaining speed, then using boost and flipping into the boost before we get it to be going full speed. Here, you flip from 0 speed. So this flip is like pretty much useless. This is like the same style of flip you use on a kickoff, and then you end up just wasting boost. And then you use a ton of boost. Now you throw yourself forward. Now you're landing on the wall, which is overcommitting you. Now they could run at you in a 2v1. So a lot of little mistakes here when it comes to movement that I just want to fix one by one. You should have been scored on there, but you weren't, so that's fine. Like, assume if you leave your teammate back like that, you will get scored on. That's what I mean to say. What you want to avoid is this flipping from 0 speed. This is actually useful, like if you're trying to do like a fake kickoff like this and then run back into your corner. Like, that's what pros do on like a fake kickoff. But apart from flipping from here to do a fake kickoff on 0 speed, don't do that. Instead, we want to be driving, boosting, and then flipping. So that way we've gathered some speed. We're like accelerating on the ground before we flip. If we do this, you know, to really exaggerate the mistake, if you do this and just flip from 0 speed, it took us 5 flips there to get to supersonic, which is ridiculously slow. Instead, it should be drive, use a little bit of boost, and flip. And you would only need 1 flip to get to supersonic. But if you do this thing where you like flip from low speed like this, you're going to add, you can make it take anywhere from 2 to 5 flips to get supersonic, which it shouldn't if you're using your recovery mechanics properly. So recap, accelerate on the ground, boost, then flip. That's going to get you to supersonic the fastest and the most efficient. If you don't have boost, still drive on the ground, get as much acceleration done on the ground, and then start flipping. You can still get to supersonic in 2 flips as opposed to, you know, this thing. This is what low rank players do, and they think it's fast, but it's actually slower. Yeah, you're hitting more buttons, but you're slower. So, simple skills. Don't panic. Slow it down. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. Blah, blah, blah. Hope that helps. Okay. We'll go back. Twilix. I think this one was it. No. Here it was. You get this kickoff, your teammate goes, yeah, see how you're flipping from 0 speed, makes you slow, and then eventually you start boosting and flip, and now you're overcommitted. Now you're way too far up. Now you're using extra boost to run back. You're fine here. We kind of flip into the wall. We don't want to do that, but that's okay. Here, don't panic. He has no shot. They still have no shot. Get behind the ball. I don't like turning left. I think you should have turned right here. If you want here, you can go get corner boost. I don't think that's the best play. I think probably move back and get behind the ball is probably safer if you don't know where the other blue guy is. But if you knew he was back corner boost, then taking that corner makes more sense. The power slide onto the post thing obviously isn't good, but teammate. 1v2s him. So good job. What's up, Sal Rocket League? We'll keep watching. Main things so far are these recovery movements. Flipping from 0 speed, flipping into the wall. We don't want to be throwing ourselves onto the wall. Cutting off teammate. We have to be mindful of our teammate. Yeah, we really want to be careful about throwing ourselves onto the wall here. Like, it seems like you're overshooting. Like, you don't have a good understanding of your speed. You're using 30 boost off spawn plus another 15, so like 40-ish, all to get all the way to this corner. And now you're zeroed and you're not lined up and you're missing the boost and landing on the back wall. A lot of this movement feels panicked. I know this happens a lot, but instead we just want to slow down. You have time on kickoff. If you are doing a back right strategy, you can use maybe 10 boost, grab pad, and then flip right here, and you're way faster. So like maybe 10 boost, grab pad, and go back. It's like maybe... I'll show you from this spawn. It's like maybe... Like that's the movement. You don't want to, and you might be saying like, oh, Luke, but I'm grabbing 100 boost. Why do you want to save boost? Well, it's not about saving boost. It's about wasting movement. If you use full boost and dodge like this, you're landing on the wall. Now the ball's coming at you and you're facing here. This is not where you want to be facing. We want to be on the ground facing the kickoff as soon as possible. So like when we rotate right here, we want it to be like this, and we immediately want to be turning to face the ball. That's the ideal movement in that position. Twilix. Is this the kickoff that we're on? So we're doing more flipping from 0 speed, which is making us slow. It's all right. Yeah, so this is the one where you flip onto the wall, overcommit. Now we're running back, and we get scored on. I didn't even realize you got scored on. Fozzie, if you make this into a YouTube short, show the part where he gets scored on, because that's more proof that it's bad. If somebody doesn't get scored on in a short, people think the advice is not good, even though that's not obviously the case, but whatever. It's like, oh, he got scored on, therefore bad. Oh, he got a goal, therefore good, even if the decision is wrong in the first place, but whatever. The Platinums love when that happens, so show him that he got scored on, then they'll be like, oh, Luke's right. He knows what he's talking about. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right, we're still working on the speed flip. That's all right. Yeah, so avoid this flipping from 0 speed. You do this a lot. So after the kickoff happens here, we want to be driving. We want to gain speed, grab the boost, and then flip. When you flip right after landing here, you're slow. So now you're stuck in the air, and you're not actually accelerating on the ground. Not only are you missing boost, but you're not accelerating on the ground, so this is slower movement. It's counterintuitive, but when you flip from 0 speed, you're slower to accelerate. This touch is not good, but that's all right. At least you got this stop. So here, he threw the ball. He's landing on your back wall. He's not challenging. You don't need to hit this up the wall. You can catch this and cut it in. What we want to be doing here is we want to do a quick play on the last guy. We want to move this play up the field quick because you have a 1v1. Taking the ball up the wall is actually a slower attack than taking the ball forward. And not only do you not want to take it up the wall, you don't want to hit it forward into him. That allows him to just have the ball, and now they keep pressure on you. Luckily he misses, so you're fine, but yeah, we want to avoid that. Now you have an open. Still rushed a little bit, but that's all right. I think one of the biggest things about your gameplay is that you're rushing your flips, you're flipping on the ground too much. Like, just drive and boost on the ground much quicker. This is fine. He's going to have this boost. I wouldn't be grabbing top right. I'd be grabbing top left. So here, after you mess this kickoff, he's obviously, maybe you don't realize this, but he is obviously first. The good news is you saw the other blue guy cheating up. So what you can be first to is this boost. Move like this. So that would be the much more logical movement to me. Chasing this boost, he's obviously got you beat. I mean, look how much space he has on you. He's this much closer. So chasing this is pretty futile. I wouldn't recommend doing this. Now you just play slower. Yeah, the biggest thing about your playmat is you're just rushing, missing boosts, flipping all the time when there's no threat. Overcommitting past the boost. You often will flip past a boost onto the wall. So you're like lunging through the boost. You want to ideally move to the boost, but no further in case you want to turn in. Your movement is very inflexible because you're flipping constantly, overcommitting, overextending, throwing yourself at the wall, bouncing off the wall, coming back. Close. Is this plat? I think this is diamond 3. Yeah, diamond 3. My diamond 3 games don't look like this. Here it comes. Here it comes. I never miss an open net. We're sure you don't. We're sure you don't. Not you.
I was talking about the chatter, by the way. The 700 MMR.
What's up?
I was talking about the chatter. He was
Oh, yeah.
seen as MMR was 700. I couldn't remember what that was.
Yeah, plat 3.
Okay.
I think. I don't know, though. Roughly. Yeah, so notice how when you flip from 0 speed, you don't get close to this kickoff. We want to drive longer and flip later. Teammates own goaling. Miss boost again. All right. No worries. We're moving under the ball. Under the post is fine. Way behind your teammate here. We don't want to be turning away from the opponent when they make their first touch. So here, your teammate's moving forward. The good news is he's sideways. He can't really shoot this ball fast. He's not in a good position to shoot it fast, but you just move back. Here, it's very obvious to me that he's catching the ball, and if he does shoot, you'll have time. So we want to be facing towards the opponent here, so that way we have the option to chow. But you move back first, which is actually a really awkward spacing. Luckily, he doesn't know how to dribble, so you're fine, but... Or he can't execute his dribble. But yeah. We want to... Obviously not drive up the front post, happens. But then here, you can continue facing towards the play. If he shoots, you have time to turn back. And he can't shoot from this position. He's too much under the ball and too sideways. Maybe you weren't looking at him. You're focused on just your own recovery, but he's facing back here. And if he does go for a shot, you'll see him jumping. Here, it's far too late. Good chow. Probably drive through, take a 50 here. That's fine. Leave this for your teammate. It's very, like, here you have no play. But even when you have no play, you still try to go for, like, I understand you think you can score this, but you can't. You're under it. You're 0 boost. Your teammate, if he's supporting you, has a way better angle. He's back corner. I don't know why. But in theory, your teammate should have been here the whole time. Why did he leave? It's all right. Happens. Either way, you have no play. You have no play here. Turning on this is just futile. Now you're overcommitted. Now your teammate's getting 2v1. Or you should be. Now your teammate's AFK. No, you're going. Same side rotation. Nice. We got him. I'm going to assume your teammate was like lagging out there, so that's why you had to cut in. That's all right. But yeah, avoid. This is a tendency, so just be careful of like I know it looks like it's close to the goal. It looks so good, but it's not scoreable. Don't jump. Getting caught up. Too shiny. All right, get out of here, teammate. Reconnect. Slap him. Okay, we want to avoid flipping like this. Whoa. And turning off ball cam. Okay, so here, there's about to be a 50-50. He's driving at the ball. He's hitting it. He's turning towards him to try to dunk him. And we go, ball cam off. See you later. Don't care what happens. We need to be very careful about this because I don't know where the ball is right now. It could be in front of your net. It could be in the midfield. We want to keep ball cam on here. We look back and it's like, oh, teammate, I guess he beat him. I'd be interested to know what happened, what actually did happen. Your teammate hit it right at the guy, and I think he whiffed. Yeah, your teammate hit it right at the guy. He jumped and whiffed. And then your teammate gave it to the guy who's sitting back, who drove past the front post, and then your teammate cut you off and missed the open. Nice. What rank is this? Champ 1, Diamond 3. Nice.
Champ 1.
Happens. So this play is really messy. What can you control? Look at the play when two people are driving at the ball and about to collide. Don't shut your lights off. And then when the play does move upfield, you don't need to be flipping here. You could just use boost and try to get more into the midfield. Right now, we're moving all the way up the right side. This is awkward. We would need to be moving on to the left side. It looks like you're correcting a little bit. Our angle is still really awkward, though, because you're attacking a ball that's over here, and you're going to try to shoot it right, which is really difficult. If you would have, instead of running up the right side of the field, gotten behind your teammate. So here, we look at your movement. You're running up the right side of the field like this, and then trying to fix it at the last minute. So you're doing like this arc, and then trying to fix it. And what I'm saying is, do this from the start. It's equidistant, but now you're facing the net. Right? So it's just like not understanding like the best line to take or the best route to take when the ball's coming like this. Very common. Players think they should be running up the right side of the field if their teammate's on the left side of the field, but it doesn't work because now you get to the ball, and when you finally reach the ball, you're not facing the net. So you kind of try to fix it at the last second. Your teammate ends up cutting you off, so like debatably his fault, but from the start, if you can be more central, it's a little bit better.
What the hell? This takes all of...
Not bad.
All good. So your teammate does cut you off there, but you can fix your movement upfield instead of this route where you have to fix it. It would be more efficient if you were moving up left and then middle. You might have been faster to the ball. I don't know. Here we're cutting in. We are first. This is fine. Okay, we want to avoid flipping this close to the wall. At the higher ranks, there is a solution to this flip. It's called the Mina flip. But even here, I don't like pinching the ball mid because, like, well, there is an argument to be made. They're both facing forward, but unless you're doing the Mina flip, this probably isn't good, and you don't get the pinch you want. You kind of just give them the ball and they save it. Oh no, they don't save it. No, they do save it. Your teammate overcommits. Okay. So at the low ranks, we should just jump, air roll, and land. It's probably safer. Like when the ball is near the wall like that, here we would jump, tilt y'all left, jump, y'all left, kind of air roll left. So it looks like this. Still gets you a strong pinch even if you don't really flip. It's probably the safest thing for you to do. Jump, y'all left, tap arrow left. You get something like that, and then you can jump, wave dash, chase. Here we'd maybe play a mid ball, and then, you know, ideally teammate would score. But at higher ranks, we have what's called a Mina flip, and so what you do is you air roll right and speed flip left. That gives you the pinch and landing on the wall, as opposed to what you did was you front flipped into the wall, but then your recovery is screwed. I would prioritize maximizing your own recovery because you can still get that pinch effect with yawing left and air rolling left. See what I mean? Like I didn't really use much boost there, and I still got the pinch how we wanted. But yeah, at the higher ranks, you can use the Mina flip, which is air roll right, speed flip left. Or air roll left, speed flip right. So yeah, there's a couple variations for you there, but stick to the basics if you're, you know, still focused on the basics.
How long are you live for today, by the way?
I'll be live probably till the end of this replay.
Okay.
We've been live on his replay for about 25 minutes. We'll probably do 5 more minutes.
Cool.
This is a good fake chow. Grab your corner boost here, ideally. Just try to backflip, keep it in the corner. Yeah, we get beat. Your movement here isn't incorrect, but we just need to we need to play the ball there, or we need to take the ball back. So here I'd probably be flipping back, grabbing the boost, and then trying to play like a backflip here. But you kind of make yourself awkward by moving into the corner. The other option, probably more safer one at this rank, is to move in. Although moving in is incorrect, but it'll probably work better for you at this rank. Because if you do that, what they should do is they should just hit the ball up and then bump you. But they probably can't do that at this rank, or they won't. They'll probably just bring you the ball. So like a useful strategy at this rank would just be to move in, grab those 3 pads, and turn to the ball. But at the high ranks, yeah, you need to play this boost, dodge, bump, and play block, which is what you do here. But now we just have to stop and play block. And if you can't play block, keep moving forward and dodge bumps, which is hard to do. Doing some sort of fake kickoff. Get behind the ball before you shoot. Nice. Don't overcommit. Nice patience. Now you don't have a beat. That's all right. Okay, that's fine. Fine. Okay, grab the corner boost. Oh, okay. We go. Move back. Probably grab half here. Nice half. Nice. You can wait. He's hitting the ball to you. Little difficult. You're still fine though. Okay, helping your teammate out. Probably avoid this flipping near the wall thing. It happens a lot. Just opt for single jumps. You can keep the ball much closer and avoid these awkward recoveries where you slam into the wall. There, it luckily kind of fixed itself by the end of the flip, but you want to be careful of that. Well, this flip is useless. He's taking the ball into the sidewall here, which your teammate is covering, but it's not like there's a threat on the sidewall. So here, there's nothing to do. We should just be like grabbing boost, waiting for the play to develop. But instead, we spend time here to flip in between all the boost pads and just like kind of waste all our boost and make our positioning worse. And then power slide. And now we're facing away from the play. We're way too close. It's awkward. Luckily, we get a touch. Now you're beat. You're not scored on yet. So yeah, you're just doing too much with the flips. Doing way too much with the flips. I'm going to give you a recap of stuff right now because I feel like we've already identified a lot of the big ones. But I appreciate you submitting, Twilix. Thanks for submitting, Twilix. Let's go through a numbered list of things to work on. So these are the main coaching notes. Over flipping. You tend to flip a lot from 0 speed. Avoid flipping from 0 speed. That's number 1. Number 2, don't flip before a collision. You're often flipping like when the ball's about to change direction or when there's no need, and it just like gets you stuck under the ball or pushed up too far. Number 3, avoid flipping through the boost. So you'll often like drive up to the boost, flip right before it, and like launch yourself onto the wall. This is dangerous, bad for movement. Another movement tip for you is avoid flipping right next to the wall. We just want to jump and air roll. I did a mechanical demonstration on how you can get pinches without flipping, or an advanced demonstration on how you can Mina flip, but Mina flip requires speed flips, which I see that you're still working on, so that's okay. Number 5, definitely work on kickoffs. I understand you're still incorporating the speed flip, so if that takes time, that's cool. But yeah, more effective kickoffs would help you rank up. Number 6, avoid cutting off your teammate. You very often will go for a ball and it's very hard for you to score, or your teammate's waiting right behind you. You do this on kickoff. You do this when you're on offense. Just be careful of it. And there were other decision-making mistakes about supporting your teammate, running to the opposite side, these sorts of things. But the movement stuff is what you asked about. So, and I think the movement is probably the easiest way to improve your gameplay. So give that stuff a shot. Let me know how it goes, man. All right. I'll DM these to you, and we'll send you a replay in the next day or two. Thanks for submitting this. We'll send you the replay in the next day or two. All right. We did 2 replays today. Thank you guys for attending these coaching sessions. These were both Diamond 2s and Diamond 3s. I'll update the titles. Thank you guys for watching. I will be live for VIP replay reviews twice a week. I'm in here every Thursday at 1 p.m., every Sunday night. This weekend it is my 24th birthday, so I moved my session back Sunday. But apart from that, I will I'll see you guys Thursdays and Sundays for my VIPs, and Mondays for my typical coaching. Next up in the community is Shock, who has a replay analysis event tomorrow. Thanks so much for coming, y'all. Appreciate you coming out. Thanks for moderating, Marbles. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Bye, guys. I'm going to send this announcement to the community.